So the red area is some of the 38 kilometres that I covered this day, and the gap in between A and B is the area that I hiked surreptitiously. Carry on watching, there's some really interesting stuff that I stumbled across.
This is Ruahine down here. This is probably somebody's private little sanctuary. Wish it was mine. I've actually put my GoPro away because I think I've wandered into an area where I'm not allowed down there. Apparently it is actually private. And those kind of people, well, they don't want people like me stumbling through their properties. Apparently there's a crazy old goat with his pit bulls get me eaten up. So I've managed to saunter around a lot of structures in the bush here. Just going to navigate my way out of here up into the summit. Oh, this is hydroponics. And hopefully not trouble anyone. Oh, we know what this is about then, don't we? Look, if this is the last you see of me, can I recommend that you actually don't come down that private road? Oh, and here's another one. The cattle are still here, they've just been spooked. Right, what an interesting day. Yeah, not too sure how I'm going to edit this. Yeah, so currently at the moment I've been moving for around about 10 hours and 20. So it's proving to be another big day. If it wasn't for that bush bashing I did at the start of the day, I'd probably be almost home. I can hear a car. Today I'm on a mission on Great Barrier Islands. Heading into the unknown. There's not a lot of information about this actually. I'm off on another adventure. I'm over at Great Barrier Island. It's in the Hauraki Gulf of Auckland, effectively, off the tip of Coromandel. And yeah, just getting in a big day hike. Get that out of my system. This is a bit of a last minute change of plans. So I'm at the, what would we say? We're going to be at the southern end, or the Ruahine end of Great Barrier Island. And I'm just coming off the Midlands Road and I'm heading to what is called Rosalie Bay. Just been talking to a local. He's given me a little bit of advice in terms of some of my crazy plans that I've got today. To moderate that a little bit, I'm going to try to avoid any walking on private land, and from Rosalie Bay I'm going to see if I can come up a ridgeline and come up to Ruahine, I think it's called. From there I'm probably going to go right down onto the Cape, and from there probably walk along the road to Ruahine and out. Now it gets dark around about 6:45 tonight. I've told my wife don't expect me home before nightfall, so we'll see where that goes. I don't know what it is about the barrier. If you have seen my last video, and go up to there and click that, but it's just all about steps. If it's not wooden steps, it's stone steps. Just look how stunning these views are. I think that's called Sugarloaf and Ruahine. So this is Ruahine over here, so this is where you'll come in on the ferry. And you can see that mountain right over the back. I think that's at Ruahine that I'm going to have a go at getting to. From this side, you're supposed to take a road around to the other side, so yeah, This is going to be an interesting exploration. Alright, so initially I'm going to be heading, I think, to Rosalie Bay, 80 minutes away. Then I'm either going to have to come back or try to sidle around the coastline. And I would like to go and have a look at Ruahine. Something really big has just come through here. It made a funny sound like a horse neighing. I know that Johnny and a couple of guys are in here with a couple of pig dogs, so they're in here trying to chase some pigs on private land. And maybe I've just startled it. Pity. Sounded like, it really did sound like a small horse coming through here. So she must be pretty big. I'm on some kind of lookout. It could be Station Rock Lookout. I'm just going to get back to the Station Rock Road track, I think it is, and then I should be able to find a trig, B2JF or something like that. The trig. I'm up on what is called Station Rock, and that's how this track got its name, Station Rock Track, I think it is. The trig, this is 293 meters, and that's BJ2F or something like that. Over the back we have Claris, and this is Ruahine down here, and I'm continuing on. Not sure which one it is. It's either that one. That's probably Rosalie Bay there, and that's Ruahine there. Anyway, I'll pull out Pig Finder and we'll have a look at that. I can hear people talking near to me. Sounds like they're talking to dogs, so got to be a little bit careful. Just a few steps. Those are what you call switchbacks. So it's when you have a really steep section and they just zigzag basically backwards and forwards up that. But this is really good for me because not only is it kind of scenic, it's lovely, there's nobody around, but there's also a bit of hill climbing involved. So tell you what, you've got to have a degree of fitness, if you want to do this track, unless you just take it really super easy. So as you can hear, I've actually got a bit of a puff up. It's that jolly switchback that I just came up. Anyway, hopefully we'll come up on, I think it's the road down to Midlands. These little signs have got me intrigued. I saw one at 2000, so I wonder if I'm 750 metres on from where I was. P Waka Waka, fantail. Totara posts, the old barbed wire. Oh, my little friend the P Waka Waka is still following me. There was a sign back there earlier saying that there's a 20-metre wide strip which will be across this ridge line, and that is actually public dock land, I think, but either side of that is private land, so that's what this fence will be all about. Oh look, see, there's a house right here. How amazing is that, to have a house right here? Ooh, don't you just want to go and investigate? Oh, hang on, something else is going on here. What is going on this? Oh. Toilet. Oh. This is probably somebody's private little sanctuary. Wish it was mine. Anyway, we'll carry on. We're going to come up onto the Midlands Road track or something like that. Very soon there should be an intersection called the Covert track, I think it's called. Oh, how awesome would it be to own a little house tucked away in the middle of nowhere here? It'd be awesome. Right, so we're just coming up onto that intersection. So I might go back that way tonight, that's still a possibility. Currently I'm going to head up to Rosalie Bay Rd, and I might even end up here, so it just depends on how my time is. So yeah, the Ko-Fi Valley track goes down to there, that goes down to Midlands Beach. And I'm going to carry on up here. Alright, so we go a bit of a road section. And we should find a track off to the left hand side somewhere up here. The road to Ruahine is pretty busy today. Good thing I was relying on hitchhiking. Great barrier, you gotta love it. Coming up on that intersection, and that's the part that I find intriguing. Private road. Okay, so it's a private road, no vehicles. Nothing about no walking. How's it going, guys? So look, what I love to do is to explore. What I don't like doing is to do things that are wrong. Now, I'm coming down a road. At the start of it said private road. I've seen two signs that said no vehicles, but I've seen nothing about no trespassing or no walking past this point. Now, I've walked past, I think, all of the private residences down here, and I'm following some kind of a track, but I hope to go down to Rosalie Bay. So I'm not too sure whether or not I'm allowed to do this. I would definitely not recommend you bring a vehicle down here. Take this with a grain of caution and respect, please, if I end up posting this. But don't you just love exploring? And this is why it sort of pays to follow Outdoorsman Dave, because I like to suss out these kind of places. just get out, isolated areas. I'm not afraid to be out on my own. The only thing I'm ever afraid of is banging into the wrong people, I guess. But Great Barrier Island, well, I think most people here are pretty good folk. You just need to respect their boundaries. And I just don't know if I'm crossing any at the moment, to be fair, because I think this looks like kind of like a public track.
So this is a Topo 50 app that I use to plan my hikes, and as you can see there appears to be a track down to Rosalie Bay.
Right, I think I've actually got a bug crawling around in my left ear. Not too sure what to do about it. I'm going to try to put some sanitizer in. Hopefully that's going to kill it. And then I'm going to make up a cotton wool ball, as it were. Stop wriggling. I think the alcohol's probably killed it. Ah, tiny little bug. Yeah, so this is my hand sanitizer, which I carry in my toilet bag pack, along with my Bushman insect repellent, which I haven't needed today. Pack in, pack out. I've just banged into a local, and he's given me some news that if I carried on through here I'll go to Rosalie Bay, but I'm not allowed down there. Apparently it is actually private, which is astounding to me.
So it was with some surprise when the local told me that it was private, and which caused me to look at other tracks similar to the one up to, say, Ruahine, which I'm used to hiking, and there's a very subtle difference between a vehicle track and a hiking track, and so I've actually learned something as a result of this weekend.
But he has advised, if I want to get out of here, that I hang a right and stay up on this ridge line, and then take a direct line pretty much to Ruahine, and whatever I do, stay left and don't go anywhere near the bottom of Little Goat Road, because apparently there's a crazy old goat with his pit bulls get me eaten up. So I will respect that and that person's privacy, and just try to stay out of everyone's way, and sadly not get to Rosalie Bay. So I'm turning off this way. Anyway, that's what adventuring is all about. Carry on watching. It's hopefully I don't get a bullet fired at me. Okay, so here's the situation. I've actually put my GoPro away because I think I've wandered into an area where people might, I don't know, get away from people. And those kind of people, well, they don't want people like me stumbling through their properties. So I don't want to be caught with a GoPro. And so I'm using a little bit of discretion. So I've managed to saunter around some teepees and a whole lot of structures in the bush here, and just to keep out of everybody's way. And I've come up into this area here. I'm following a ridgeline or a spur, and I'm trying to get to Ruahine, which according to me is sitting up around about 420 metres. At the moment it appears that my elevation here is around about 160. So I'm going to just keep following this ridgeline up. I'm just going to navigate my way out of here up into the summit, and hopefully not trouble anyone. So look, if this is the last you see of me, can I recommend that you actually don't come down that private road, because you can't go to Rosalie Bay, I've been told, and so that's why I've tried to go off to the right and try to pick a line up to Ruahine. It's either that or go past all those houses again and back up onto that Meadlands Road. I've decided to go on a bit of adventure. Now it's just started to rain here, unfortunately, so watch the space. Hopefully the next time we talk I'll be on the summit, having done something like an elevation of about another 260 metres. Don't go away now, this is a developing story. Okay, this is reassuring. So definitely on a track that somebody's been on before. But yeah, it's just a case of staying on the top of the V and picking your way through this. Apparently there's some rogue cattle around, and that is definitely cattle poop. So there's quite a lot of it around here. I mean, this kind of looks a bit like a track, so staying on the top of the ridge line, and hopefully we'll call ourselves out of here. Currently it's about 10 past 12. I've been walking for 5 hours, so yeah, she's real slow going. I'm not trying to break any records here now. It is well time for me to have some lunch. Right. So I've been fasting for 16 hours and 40, and if you can see that, and so it's time to finish my fast. I'm going to get hydrated again, get some more electrolytes in me, top this bottle up with the 2 litres I've got in my pack. I'm going to eat what was last night's meal, and that'll lighten that up. And then I've got about another 1.5 k's to go up this ridgeline until I get to what is hopefully the summit. So I'll bring you back as soon as I'm finished. Now guys, the reason that I just put my jacket on is because I've been sweating quite a bit, and now that I've stopped, I'm going to cool down pretty quickly, so this is just about keeping my core temperature up. And away we go. See if we can find some kind of track or a marker. I've been following an animal trail up this ridge line, and yeah, this will be the road cattle again. Wherever there's a nice flat spot, this seems to be where they're bedding down, and that doesn't look too old. Oh, that's a welcome sign. There's a mast up there, so it must be just a matter of just coming down this ridge line and getting up to the top, and that's my destination. This is a little unusual. Blue in the bush absolutely stands out. So if I ever got caught out here, at least I could make some shelter out of this. In a long time. Long time since these have been used. A little bit like someone's intending on coming back here. Long time since somebody has been here. didn't even do their dishes. Anyway, I'm not going to pack this out. It can just stay here. At least I know where to come if I need to find a shelter. Pretty cool old spade. Oh, this is hydroponics. Oh, we know what this is about then, don't we? Jeez, I just keep stumbling into lots of things today. So, what do you think somebody wants planter bags for? If you could scan that barcode, $7. I wonder how long ago that was. It's been a long time since someone's been here and, funny, growing plants. Wonder what kind of plants they might have been now. Those special tomato plants perhaps. And there's a whole lot of hydroponic type pipes and things here. So yeah, I've stumbled into probably a marijuana growing operation of years ago. It doesn't look like anyone's been here for a long time. I'm glad of that, because the sort of people that live in these kind of camps are probably not the sort of people that you want to stumble across when you're on your own. Anyway, I better carry on and get out of here. The good news is it can't be too hard to get to this point. That's the good news. Oh, and here's another one. Oh, it's an old foam mattress. Bottles. Rats had to go at that one. What they've used that for? Oh, I get no idea what size boot they were. That is very old. Ooh. Here's my blankie. Alright, and we get out of here. Cattle. Oh. That was tough. Oh. I must be on the Ruahine Trig. Didn't see any jelly tracks though, so I'll have a scout around. The cattle are still here, they've just been spooked. Mate, what an interesting day. So yeah, not too sure how I'm going to edit this. There's obviously a bit of private stuff going on. There's a couple of what would have been marijuana camps. I'm on Ruahine at the moment. That's elevation of 402 meters. And look, I'm going to probably head down the Ruahine Lookout track to Cape Barrier and then go along the middle road to maybe Ruahine or something like that. If you were coming up here for the views, unless you're actually standing up on this thing here, there ain't too many of them. So look, that's probably the worst of it over, the bush bashing. Don't recommend coming that way. I may not tell you too much about which way that was. Yeah, that's probably a good way to get some buckshot up your backside, I'm thinking. So anyway, if you want to come to this point, come in the Ruahine Lookout. So I'm going to down to Cape Barrier now and have a bit of a squiz around there. It's currently, what is the time? It's currently just on 2 o'clock, so I have been walking for maybe 7 hours. Alright, so it's goodbye to Ruahine Trig. I suspect this is the way out. And look, there's a nice little campsite. Got a bit of a slope on it. Must be through here. The cattle have been through here too. Oh, that looks a bit more like a track. Ooh, I could almost climb that. Probably get sterilised on the way up. That may not be too smart. I think it's the eagle's nest. Those beasties are just here. So I know though there's some hunters on the lookout for them. Come up Ruahine and you find them. Tell you what, this track ain't exactly a cakewalk. Oh, this is the lookout. Okay. Got an hour and a half to go. Alright, so this is actually the lookout. Well, hopefully it gets easier from here. What's that thing down there? What's this thing? Why only... What? Why only 4 years? So now I'm on the Ruahine Lookout. Not necessarily the Trig position. And the views are stunning and worthy of getting to. I can kind of understand why the track is so crap from here up to the Trig now. But it wouldn't be an Outdoorsman Dave adventure if it wasn't a bit tough, huh? Okay, so I'm going to head down, I think, down this green patch here, down to maybe that's called Cape Barrier. And then there's a road along here, good Cape Barrier Road. And I'll just keep walking until it gets dark, and if I get really tired, maybe give my wife a call to get me picked up. So let's carry on looking, eh? Let's go and have a look at Cape Barrier. Oh, what are these things here? First markers I've seen. Oh, this track is, well, so much better. Ruahine Lookout track certainly isn't for the unfit. It is actually very, very steep. And in this case there's even a jolly chain here. But yeah, coming up and going down, gosh, you'd have to have a pretty good level of fitness or take your time. This is a rata vine, and look, you hear about rata trees. So basically what rata does is it surrounds and strangles its host and then eventually takes over. A little bit like a long marriage. If you got it wrong, that is. Not mine. Hey darling. Anyway, that's how ratas turn into a rata tree. They literally take over their hosts. Kiru. Walking track to Ruahine Lookout, 5 minutes return. Oh yeah, it's easy. It's real easy. Okay, so we're going to go down, then we're going to come back, then we're going to go to Johnson's Bay, and then down onto the road. Right, so this is the Ruahine Lookout in pre-1960s, when whaling was allowed. A guy would be stationed up here for weeks on end. He was earning $25 a day, and when he wasn't looking for whales, he's out crayfishing and fishing to keep himself fed. Probably wouldn't be too bad a lifestyle. Whaling stopped in 1962 here, and what they were looking for were mainly humpback whales. They're around about 18 meters long, and they were migrating from Antarctica down to Norfolk Island. It is said that due to what went on here, they were spotted, and then 2 harpoon boats would go out and shoot them, fill them up with air and tow them back. As a result of that, they reckon that the whales actually changed their migration route. So pretty old smart whales. Can you see the whale? There's one there? No. That's the top of the Coromandel there. I actually don't know the distance. If I find it out, I'll stick it up on screen. Pretty cool, eh? So I'm going to carry on heading back towards Claris and just check out the little bays and little tracks on the way through. So if you're interested in watching that, come along and follow me. That's the, can you see the pole right at the top? That's where we've just come down from. So we come down this ridge line. So if you're looking to get away from people, Great Barrier Island is a pretty jolly good place to do it. And that's why I was a little bit nervous when I found some of those, I don't know if they're private sites, I don't know whether or not it's just people that have set up camp. I mean, there's a lot of private huts and things in the Kaweka bushes and things, so you know, it's not their land, they just set up little hunting huts. So, but the point of the matter is people that set those kind of sites up, and there was actually somebody there at one of them, so I sort of tiptoed around it, is they're trying to get away from people, so they don't want sticky beaks like me coming through. So I use a little bit of discretion and just quietly sauntered through. Anyway, carry on watching. Hey, if you're watching so far, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, well, you know what to do. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And look, if you hit that bell, then you'll get a lot more pretty cool adventures like this. This is the real McCoy. I'm fed, I'm watered, and I'm rested. It's all good. Measure the dock have thrown in a few more steps. How generous of them. A lovely little walk through this, what is a pine. Where's your master? Hey? Where's your master? Come here, come here. We're one of the first locals I met, and doesn't seem to like me. Johnson's Bay. Oh, what a lovely golden sand beach. Oh no, dogs. Hey, that little guy doesn't read very well, does he? The lovely signs. So this is interesting. So I've just come from Ruahine. It's actually called Mount Isaac. It's been an hour since I left Ruahine Lookout, and I should be coming up on Island Bay Track. These are cool little things, aren't they? Oh well, this is a pretty little bay with the island in the background. Island Bay, once again, no dogs. Right, so look, I'm at Island Bay on Great Barrier Island, and this is just a beautiful, tranquil place to rest. But I've got something like about another 10k if I'm going to hike back to Claris. Hopefully I might be able to get a lift with somebody. Currently at the moment it's 5:30. It's dark at 5:40. So I've got about 10 minutes to get out of this bay and get up onto the road. Once I'm on the road I have a head torch, so I should be able to walk for another 10k with that. But yeah, it's been a great day. Thank you for watching so far. Carry on watching. I'll see where this ends up. But this will probably be the last of the exploring today, and I might just have to stay on the road. So, isn't it lovely? I just wish I could stay here. But I've got people to get back to. Yeah, so currently at the moment I've been moving for around about 10 hours and 20. So it's proving to be another big day. If it wasn't for that bush bashing I did at the start of the day, I'd probably be almost home, but yeah, that really slowed me down. We'll catch you up on the road. You know, I haven't seen any cars. So yeah, I'm back on the Claris Barrier Road. I think I better give the old Dolphin Bay track a bit of a miss. 10 hours and 48. And I've been pretty much hiking the whole time, apart from stopping and filming and loading up with water. I'm under red light at the moment. What does that look like? Probably quite bad. So my good wife has just called, and she thinks it's more inconvenient for me to actually walk the, I think it's around about 10 to 12 or so k, so it's probably a good 3.5 hour walk back home than it would be for one of the family to come and pick me up. So I think my daughter is coming to grab me, so this is going to be cut a little bit short. It will be the only car I have seen today, the only car. So the chances of hitchhiking from the southern end of Great Barrier on what is a long weekend is astoundingly quiet here. But that's all part of the mystique and why I just love Great Barrier Island. Because if you want to get away from people, if you want to feel a sense of isolation, and that's why I think I've had such an amazing time today. The weather's been just perfect. Thank you Great Barrier for bringing on great weather. And come over to the barrier, jump on barrier area, and yeah, save yourself half a day in travelling on the boat. So look, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that, and if you haven't done so already, then please help me get to 3,000 subscribers. We're almost there. You can be part of the team of 3,000, and hit that sub and hit the bell, because I do have a lot more adventures coming up in the near future. Can you believe it? The only cow I've seen today, and it's not my daughter.